I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watching me doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watching me doing me. Go ahead and look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
I've been talking in my sleep. I'm running deep, training till dusk. I've been playing hard to beat. I feel the heat, it's never enough. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the battlefield we hear the drumming. To the flames, watch our hands arise. The wind and destiny is calling. Like the fire, victory is falling. On the podium when we start humming. Hear the echoes glowing every dust. I've been chasing every dream to the extreme. The essence of trust. I've been reaching for the stars, raising bars in the name of the just. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the battlefield we hear the drumming. To the flames, watch our hands arise. The wind and destiny
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Pittsburgh Penguins stink. They get absolutely trashed by the Carolina Hurricanes. Makes sense. They were on a 6-game winning streak. This was their 7th game. Just a whole bunch of poop sandwiches out there. That's kind of what it was. Welcome to the show. How's everyone doing tonight? Like I said, Pittsburgh Penguins just absolutely getting destroyed. I had a political joke there. Call us Kamala Harris because we got absolutely destroyed. Okay,
By the red wave.
By the red wave, literally red surge, red wave. Man, a whole lot of people getting screwed over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'll tell you that. But yeah, just wow, dude. Holy cow, the Penguins just did not look good. Just not a lot of great stuff to talk about. Everyone just looked dead, and I get it. We were playing a really good team, but we looked dead. There's a difference. Josh, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, I texted you personally. I felt like through the first 2 periods, I didn't think we looked absolutely terrible, but obviously the score said otherwise. There were some moments that were better than what we've experienced in the past already this season. So it's it's hard. Like I'm still like trying to find the positive type guy and see what we can take from here and build from it. But I mean, just like kind of how like the opener losing 6-0 was just super deflating. Like that's how I feel about this. Like this just feels like super deflating, and it's like how do we now play tomorrow? Against the Capitals. How do we do that? It just doesn't feel.
Well, it's going to be another
like
loss.
We should.
That's sure.
But
yeah, hey guys, we got a lot to talk about. Josh, welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast.
It's Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. Here to rub it in our faces. Yeah. We got AB from the Caniac Session podcast. AB, welcome, dude. Okay. I see the stuff in the background. Yeah, hurricanes.
I literally just moved into my new place. I decorated it. This is not on purpose.
Well, congrats, but also you suck. All right. Welcome to the show.
More than we do.
Welcome to the show.
I'm just teasing.
It's all right.
It's whatever. Well, welcome. As a Carolina Hurricanes fan, I'm sure you're loving life right now. This is what, game 7 in a row?
8. It's 8.
Okay, yeah, whatever. So 8 games in a row. Sorry. And you're 8 games, 7 games. Doesn't matter. You're on cloud 9 right now. Everyone liked that. That was good. Yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. Cloud 9. It must be a cherry on top to absolutely destroy Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins today. I feel like coming into this game, you felt like it was a win, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I'll also say that when I was at the Lenovo Center, Pittsburgh fans showed out, and I talked to a lot of fans, and they listened to y'all. And I plugged y'all's podcast if they hadn't listened to y'all. And the Pittsburgh fans showed out. Very respectable. Obviously not the night they wanted to have, but Just quick takeaways. It just seemed like Carolina's forecheck was dominating. And we had a instance where we were on a 4-minute minor and they couldn't capitalize. And I felt after that happened, I immediately was like, okay, this is over. With Crosby and Letang and Malkin, I mean, you and Carlson, that power play looks great on paper. But one of the things that I live by is that you can have so much talent on paper, but you play a hockey game. It doesn't matter how much talent you have, and it can flip immediately. But I just think Pittsburgh got overpowered, and Nedeljkovic faced a lot of shots, and it really didn't get bailed out by the defense. And I think that was what Carolina capitalized on. And I think that was the key to the win, and obviously 8 in a row.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say the forecheck was kind of annoying with Carolina. I don't know what else to say other than that. It was annoying just because we weren't able to, get anything going out of our own zone. It felt like it was always just there's a guy there. There's a Carolina Hurricane just blocking, doing something, getting us out of our rhythm. And you talked about it with the power play. It's frustrating because even like beginning of last year, like we thought that the power play was going to be the strength of the team because we had Carlson, we added Carlson, but we had Gensel at the time. So it was, another element. We legitimately had 5 high-powered options all the way across the board on the power play, and it was brutal. So I am starting to see that, do we have too much? Do we have too much on the team where it's like we're not a complete team, if that makes sense? Like very top heavy, obviously, we're not a complete team. But AB, your goalie, has he been like this all year? Because I understand.
Say it for us one more time. Say it for us.
Kopasov?
No, it's not Korpisalo, Josh. It's Kokcheknek.
Oh,
no, that's wrong. Josh,
say it.
Do you, try it.
I thought it was Koprsalov.
Kochetkov.
Kochetkov.
Mix what we both said.
Yeah. Okay, but with Kochetkov, I understand Anderson. He's the guy, but he's hurt. So is Kochetkov a surprise, or was that kind of what you've been seeing all year as well as what was expected?
Well, I think what frustrates me too, with any NHL team, you have the starter that starts 3 games in a row, and then you give him a game off, and then you play that starter for 3 more games. That's not how Rod Brindamore's system works. It's frustrating to me because, yes, Freddie Anderson is 35 years old. Okay, he can play. I will not doubt that. But, he had injuries in the past that he couldn't control. The blood clotting issue last year was something he couldn't control. And he was on a tear. He had 3 wins and I think a 1.48 goals against average and a 0.94 save percentage. And he was doing really well. But also Pyotr Kochetkov is being pushed to the future. And Kochetkov last year was named Rookie of the Month in November and was one of the top goaltenders in November. And with Kochetkov, the thing with him is that the 5-hole worries me. But that is the best game that I have seen Chekhov play, and he is very dynamic. I'm worried about the poke check. Y'all probably saw it in the game where he'll overcommit and lose his stick sometimes, which bugs the heck out of me. But I think he played his best game, and you just couldn't get past him. And as a Hurricanes fan, you want that, and any NHL fan, you want that for a goaltender.
Yeah, 36 shots on net, and let one in. He looked pretty good, and 35 saves, looking really good. Let me ask you this: how do you feel about a younger goaltender, maybe not having the right scenery here in Pittsburgh? What do you want? You want Tristan Jarry? What will you give us for Tristan Jarry? Will you give us just some more
washing machine?
Oh. Hey, I mean,
right. I mean, I'll take that actually. Yeah. So I don't know. You guys seem to be living life with the goaltending situation. I know you have an injury right now, but our starting goaltender is in the AHL right now under a conditioning stint because he is playing so terrible. So conditioning being he sucks. Let's go to Wilkes-Barre. So we're basically playing with two backups, okay, in our roster. So I'm not using that as an excuse whatsoever. I'm saying that was the best, Nedeljkovic has looked in the last couple of games. But you're familiar with Nedeljkovic.
Yes.
Because he was in the Carolina system before he came to the Penguins. He was part of the Checkers team that won the Calder Cup. So he is very familiar with that whole organization. And my question is that the only reason why Nedeljkovic is good? Because he's coming from a very good franchise. You guys have it all worked out. And I just don't know what you would see. Would you say out of the three goalies that we have, Nedeljkovic is the best bet? Or would you say Jarry's the best bet? Or would you say this young rookie Blomqvist, let's push him to the forefront like you're doing with Coach Chekanekanakanov? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I will say this. We have struggled for so many years when you have won 3 Stanley Cups, and we won 1 in 2006. We had a Cam Ward. Yes, he won a Conn Smythe, and we've been terrible. Meanwhile, the Penguins have won 3 Stanley Cups. They had Marc-Andre Fleury. They had a Matt Murray a good couple of years. And and they had Jarry, and he's played well for a couple of years, but better
give him
than
a couple
average.
years. Yeah,
give him a couple years. We haven't made the playoffs in 3 years.
But I will say this is that looking right now at the Penguins goaltending, obviously you have Crosby, who hasn't aged, and you have Evgeny Malkin, same thing. Letang hadn't aged. You have Erik Karlsson on a very big contract, and you got him for the sole reason to boost the power play and to score over 70 points a year. My thing with the Penguins is that there's not a lot of depth in the system when you need it. And I really don't think there's a lot of depth on the bottom 6. Yes, you have a couple of good players there. Yes, but if you compare that to the Hurricanes, like it's totally a whole different story. But if we're talking about goaltenders again, Jarry has just been pitiful. I've seen it. I had him on my fantasy team, and I had to drop him after 3 games. But Nedeljkovic is y'all's best bet. He's young. Yes, I like a goalie that has a little bit of height. But Nedeljkovic is a solid goaltender. It just feels like he's in a situation with Pittsburgh where they're focused on defensively, more offensive based on the power play compared to even lines compared to Carolina, where it's offensive, defensive, offensive, defensive. That's my opinion on it. You can disagree with me because I'm not a Pens fan. So
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I mean, like, because like if you look at the way the roster is built, it is like we talked about it a few episodes now. It just kind of seems like the team has been designed to outscore the other team and not to play defense in any way, shape, or form. It seems like it's very much like, yeah, we're probably going to get 4 goals scored on us, so let's try and score 5 or 6. And it's not working. It didn't work last year because it seemed like that's how it was last year too, and it's not working again this year. Now, granted, I felt like the bottom 6 is better than the bottom 6 last year, but yes, you are right. From top down, it is night and day compared to Carolina. But I don't know. We talked about it last episode. Like, where do we go from here? Like right now, I shouldn't say the rumor mill, the angry mob wants the coach to be fired because realistically, there's so many contracts that we have that you can't move, and there's no valuable asset that can be moved. So what do you do?
Unless you
fire the coach.
wait for Carlson.
Yeah. Unless if
I will say I wish y'all had Dumoulin because that would have paired so well with Carlson.
That is a wild take from the outside.
Well, he was better.
No, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Than what you have
He's
right
not
now.
wrong now, but
yeah.
from the Pens fans, we hated Dumoulin. Okay, hated Dumoulin. We wanted him out, and when the Kraken came in and all that situation happened, we were very happy because Dumoulin's gone. Hearing someone now, what, 2-3 years removed? Two years removed now?
I think 2. This is the
2
third.
years. Third
Yeah.
season. Yeah, this is the 3rd season. Yeah. That's a wild thing to hear because we've been begging Dumoulin. That's like someone saying, y'all really need Matt Murray right now. Like if somebody said that, I would have been like, I mean, you're not wrong because Matt Murray is better than those 3 goalies we have right now. Well, maybe Nedeljkovic is a little bit better.
Yeah, well, way better.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if somebody told me, hey, you need Matt Murray back, you're like, whoa, geez, that's a rude awakening. Someone is saying you need Brian Dumoulin to pair well with Erik Karlsson. You tell me that 3 years ago, I would say, get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, it did come down to the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins to get Erik Karlsson, which means he did have an interest of going to Carolina. We are in a position where we could trade away Erik Karlsson. How about you throw in a dryer with that washer? Dude.
We can't take on any more cap. We're like 50,000 away from hitting.
And that's the thing. That's why like there's nothing to be done. Because it's not only you guys, like, I mean, we're in the same boat. There's like no wiggle room in cap, and half of the league is the same way. So it's like, in order to make that type of move, you have to either retain the salary or, you have to take on equivalent money, and no one's doing that right now. And that's why I think like the first quarter of the season just always sucks when your team sucks because there's nothing that can be done. Like, no one wants to make a trade because they feel like it's too early to make a trade off of, players that you just recently brought in. No one wants to make a coaching decision because you feel like maybe they can turn it around. And you're just trying to just stay above water to just get to a certain point. And I'm starting to get to the point where I feel like, screw the life vest. Like, we're done. Just let us drown. And I hate that because telling Louie, always try to be the optimistic one where we try to find something good of each game. But tonight was rough. Tonight was rough. So
that was me
Yeah,
as a
it could-
Hurricanes fan for 10 years before
Yeah,
we
and
started
it-
getting good. So
And
I get it.
think we've talked
Yeah.
about this before, AB, that Yinzers are we need to win or change kind of mentality. We've never been one to like accept, all right, this is our losing era. You know, like we got to accept this because we're planning for the future. You know, you see a lot of franchises that do that. Oh, we're losing now, but just wait until our future comes. You know, like the Sharks are a great example of that right now. They know they're not going to be good anytime soon, but they're building. They're getting these players, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Penguins fans are not going to do that. Penguins fans are not going to accept that. They're saying if we don't make the playoffs this year, fire everyone, get rid of Dubas. I'm serious. This is not a joke. This is
No,
they're saying
I totally understand.
fire the whole coaching. So, like, you know, imagine firing like Rod Brindamore for like not making the playoffs, even though he's a great coach. You know, get rid of him. Get rid of the GM. Get rid of which is what Ron Francis, right? Who's
No, he's the GM
Yeah.
for the Kraken.
Oh,
yeah.
Who's your GM?
Eric Tulsky. Don Waddell left for
That's it.
Columbus. So
Why did
Eric
I think it was
Tulsky's
Ron
our new
Francis?
one.
Because he
I was gonna
played for the Hurricanes.
I was gonna say it was someone that I remember because when Hextall got fired and that Tulsky, he was the assistant GM at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he was
Oh,
rumored to be connected to the Penguins' open position, but obviously he didn't get it, and I guess he got promoted, which I didn't know was already the thing. But yeah,
Well,
anyway,
let me put something in, and then I'll let you guys, do your show. But obviously, thank you for having me. But
anytime.
it's always a pleasure. And it's so much fun with you guys. Like I can't tell you how much fun I have on here, and I spread y'all's podcast on here.
Yeah, appreciate that.
On my socials. But I will say this: what you're talking about with the Penguins. Let's look at Nashville, right?
Oh yeah,
they have Steven Stamkos, Brady Shea, Jonathan Marchessault, Roman Josi, Philip Forsberg. And a comment came out the other day by Barry Trotz. If something doesn't change, if they're going into rebuild mode and they're moving all of those players that they signed in free agency. So at least you're not in that position where you went into free agency and dumped so much money into these players and
that's true.
They're not performing and you wasted probably like $25 million in cap, and you got to get rid of those contracts and enter a 5-year rebuild.
I think it's more than that.
And that's the one thing, like, I did see that, AB, and that's like so crazy to me that they're doing that, because like, why would you, like I said, we're in the first quarter of this, not even in the first quarter of the season, like just wait. Yeah, just let the team gel. It's more. I feel like it's more frustrating for us to be losing like this because this team has, like, the core has been around for a minute. You know, like almost a quarter of a century they've been together. So like, it's frustrating to see them losing like this. That team, Nashville, is just starting. They've only had a few months together. Like, let them gel. Yeah. Like that's what's frustrating. Like I saw that comment and I'm like, why would he say that in November? Makes no sense to me. But I mean, Barry Trotz is going to Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz is a very win. I'm going to win. Like, what, he won the Stanley Cup with the Capitals.
Yeah, right. And then he played the Hurricanes, and he left the Islanders, and then the Capitals played us, and then we beat him in Game 7. The next year,
he's a very win now. You know, like, he just won the Stanley Cup, and Capitals wanted to re-sign him, and he goes, "Pay me more," and they go, "No," and he goes, "Okay, I'll go somewhere else." You know, like, that's just a wild mindset to have. Like a lot of guys would be like job security. I just want to Stanley Cup. You know, like I could be here for a very long time. But he was like, no, I'm gonna go win somewhere else because I know I could do it. I mean, he did it, but that was his mindset at least. So that's his mindset when he's making these kind of comments. Like everyone's gone.
Right.
Wild, dude. Wild thing to say. But all right, Penguins, we suck. We get that. Maybe people are watching us and they go, maybe I like the Carolina Hurricanes. Give me a 30-second pitch on why people should root for the Carolina Hurricanes go into the playoffs. Go ahead.
Well, the Hurricanes have struggled for so many years, and they have been on a tear the past couple of years. And this team doesn't have the star caliber as the New York Rangers or the Dallas Stars or the Colorado Avalanche or anything like that. But I believe with the Hurricanes is that you need to have lines in place to where, hey, you don't need to have all your best players on the top line. You need to have balance. Rod Brindamore does that. And, you know, Carolina, they're just going to get better. And there's been, we lost a couple of people, but we not rebuild, but we add people that fit to the system. And it's a team where they're sneaky and they don't get enough publicity on national television compared to the Rangers, Penguins, Flyers, Stars, Avalanche, Lightning, Panthers. But they're a stinky team. And, you know, if you're a Pens fan, and if the Hurricanes make the playoffs, which I hope they do, they will. Root for them. I mean, they're an underdog team. And, you know, they play a very physical game and they grind it out. And it kind of reminds me of the 2016, 2017 Penguins, to where you have a lot of talent, but you also have people that grind and work and play well. You have a great goaltender. You know, all you have to do is work. And I think the Hurricanes do a really good job of that. And we don't have to rely on our power play like the Rangers, Avalanche, you know, all those teams like that. And, you know, it's an underdog story. And, you know, they do a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, last year for sure, we rooted for the Carolina Hurricanes to win the Stanley Cup, mainly because we would have got a little present.
Yeah, I know.
If you guys won the Stanley Cup, but I was definitely rooting for you guys to win the Stanley Cup, just because, hey, it's Metropolitan. You know, we've said this before. Penguins and the Hurricanes don't really have beef. You know, it's kind of like your little brother who grows up and is now doing things, and you're like, go get him.
Never thought I'd see it.
But. Yeah. It's kind of like that's how Penguins fans look at the Carolina Hurricanes. Is like, go get him. Go beat those Rangers. You know, go get them. You know, go destroy everyone else in the Metropolitan, including us. But it's just like, hey, it's your turn now. AB, last question. Stanley Cup. You guys going to the Stanley Cup? Is that your early prediction?
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not.
You heard it here first. AB said Stanley Cup down.
I didn't say that. I said I'm not going to comment. I'm not jinxing myself or predicting. Like I do the same thing.
I get it. I completely get it. All right, AB, where can all these people, these lovely people, find you in your podcast?
You can find us with our podcast at Caniac Sessions on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And you can follow me personally on X at AB Caniac Session, but not worried about that. You guys show me so much love. If you're watching this live stream, I need y'all to hit the subscribe button and follow this podcast because they do such a phenomenal job. And that's, that's from a Hurricanes fan. So entertaining. They're great people. So not worried about me and follows. Just tune in to what they're doing because they do a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you very much for that, AB. But yeah, guys, if you're not a Penguins fan, be a Carolina Hurricanes fan and listen to the Caniac Sessions.
I wasn't paid for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's true.
For
but
sure.
guys, hey, AB, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue watching the show a little bit, but AB, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you the next time the Canes take on the Pens.
Hey, thank you guys. Have a good one.
See ya.
You too.
Dude, he's awesome.
That was smooth.
Yeah, right? Little
That was
transition
good. That was good.
from guests to not guests.
Yeah.
He's really cool. That was really nice of him to say that. He didn't have to say that.
Yeah, no, I know. Like you said, not
He was-
paid for that. We did
Yeah,
not.
I know. That was really nice. He didn't have to, like, honestly, usually guests are just like, yeah, you can find me here, you can find me there.
Yeah.
He was like,
I don't
worry
care.
about that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
We have yet to go on the Caniac sessions, though.
I know.
So-
Well, we did that one
We did the live stream.
live watch party with him.
Yeah, with him. That was fun.
Yeah.
We only did the second period or something like that, but it was really fun.
No, we did the first and second period.
Oh yeah, because then we had to get ready for our show.
Yeah.
So we were like, we only could do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember now. But anyway,
Yep.
Cool dude. Seriously, go follow him. The Caniac Sessions, really cool podcast, and they're in it. Like it is cool to see fans excited about their team. Mainly because the Carolina Hurricanes are good. Like we're not sugarcoating it. They could win a Stanley Cup this year. So
especially if they get Freddie Anderson back, and then you're doing Anderson and this
Coat
this guy?
Chekhov. How I'm thinking it's like it's a coat check off. Kochekov. Right? It works.
It. Yeah. It does.
Took
Checked
that
out.
little note from our boy Getsy, Josh Getsy.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So Coach Chekhov. But anyway, it is really cool to see a fan base kind of get excited and like, really cool dudes over there. So.
And it's not a far off reach for like a Penguins fan to be rooting silently for them, because like he said, there was a ton in attendance. We have, followers of this show who are in the Carolinas. So, like it's not unreasonable for them to become like, a rooting interest.
That's all they see is the Carolina Hurricanes stuff when they're there. So, we for some reason, like our Discord is made up half of people who live in the Carolinas, which is wild.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that happened, but I think it was one of these live streams where we were like, where does everyone live? And they're like, oh, North Carolina. We're like, what?
Yeah. And like 7 people.
But it is cool. It is really cool to see that.
Which
anyway,
did you see in the Discord? Caitlin is at the game right now.
Yeah.
And it was about this time last year that we did this, where it was a Carolina Hurricanes game away, and we literally streamed the entire time for her and her husband to get home safely.
To get home safe, and that was the only reason why we were live streaming.
Yeah.
It was like a 2-hour live stream.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have one of those once a year where we're just on
tonight,
for a long time. Not tonight. Yeah, we got a lot of crap to do tonight. But Josh, let's talk about something serious. Josh, focus up.
Okay, I'm here.
Let's see if I'm in the camera. I'm hitting that panic button. I am hitting that panic button.
That was quick.
Officially. So last game we talked about, the button, we removed the cap from the button. It's open.
Yeah.
We're ready to hit it. I'm hitting the panic button right now. And the only reason why I'm hitting the panic button, the only reason why we need to seriously discuss it is for the fact, what are we doing as a franchise? We have depth in Wilkes-Barre. We do. We're waiting for them to get better. Pickering. We're waiting for Ponomarev. We're waiting for Rucker. We're waiting for give me another name down in Wilkes-Barre for the offensive. But one more. I just need one more. Broaz or Bro.
Bros.
Yeah, Bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
him.
Sam
That's
Pullen.
good. Yeah, all those guys. We have them ready to go. So it's not about depth in our system. That was the whole thing about Dubas when he first got in. He's like, I'm going to rebuild the depth. I feel like our depth is good now. So my question is, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we trying to win a Stanley Cup? Is that what we're doing? Because getting blown out 5-1, not competing, is not looking like we're trying to win the Stanley Cup. Is not looking like we're paying millions of dollars to players who want to win the Stanley Cup. And I'm tired of it. This is where the conversation for me starts to dig in my brain a little bit. Is it time to move on from myself? That's what's coming in my head.
From who? From who?
Like, just because I was watching this game and I went into La La Land of, would I ever see Mike Selvin yell at Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, Carlson? It's like, would I ever see him yell? And I'm like, no, he wouldn't. And then the thought turned into, maybe we need that. Maybe we need someone to come in and yell at these guys. I know you're old, but like, come on. Come on. We can't keep on turning the puck over. We can't keep on playing bad defense in the neutral zone. Carlson. We can't keep on. We can't be turning the puck over in our own zone. Letang. We can't be fumbling the puck on our own blue line leading to a man rush. Malkin. So it's stuff like that that gets me really upset. And as a fan, as we just talked with AB, we want to win now. We don't want to wait. We are not a rebuilding team. We have Sidney Crosby with 2 more years, not including this season. And then we have Malkin and we have Letang. And Carlson now. What are we doing? Are we trying to win a Stanley Cup? Because it's not going to happen this year. If that's how we're playing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And the thing is, Dubas said that as long as he has Sidney Crosby on the team, that's the goal, is to win the Stanley Cup. Now,
to win the Stanley Cup.
I'm trying to recall the actual quote right now. I was trying to find it. I can't find it. But if you can find it, what did Dubas actually say? Did he only list Crosby?
When he first got hired?
Yeah.
It was Sullivan, Crosby, and that was it.
Yeah, because now I know he said
he said when you have guys like Crosby and you can't, maybe Malkin was thrown in there, but you can't bet on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that quote where he's like,
here, I'll get the actual quote. Hold on.
Yeah, because
Google.
Because if he did not list Malkin and Letang, is he thinking about it? Is that an option to move?
Yeah.
To move them? And if it is, do you do it in the middle of the season? I mean, personally, I don't think so. I think that is an off-season type move, just kind of out of respect for them. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like Dubas wants to be in this weird middle, wants to rebuild, but wants to win. And that's really hard to do. Because, like, I feel like if you were in a true quote-unquote rebuild, those guys that you mentioned that are in Wilkes-Barre would be here now. See what they have now at the NHL level. And even if it flops, then it flops. But at least you know that these guys can either play or not. Because now you have another year of them just playing in Wilkes-Barre and the what if just hovering over them if they can make it to an NHL roster or not. So what you found the quote. Go ahead.
The way I view it is that if people want to bet against Mike Sullivan, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, and others, they can go ahead and do so. But I'm going to bet on them and go with them here.
Yeah, so he's all in.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Things change, and I'm sure conversations are being had. He also mentioned that him and Sullivan basically talk every single day.
Yeah.
So I think it also needs to be brought up. What are we doing? What are we doing as a franchise? And I think that's what it boils down to. Are we trying to win now, right? I remember during the offseason, right? Crosby is thinking about re-signing, and the head of Fenway Sports Group sits down with Sidney Crosby and says, we will do better. We'll make the playoffs next year. And that kind of helped Sidney Crosby re-sign here. I'm hitting that panic button because we're not looking like a team who's going to make the playoffs. And I know what you're saying. It's the Carolina Hurricanes. They're on a tear. They're on a 8-game winning streak. You know, like this was going to happen regardless if we were good or not. But we would have looked different. There's always in our chat, and I wish Brandon was here tonight. There's always someone in our chat that always pulls up the analytics, puts up the stats. And I always say, yes, but did they pass the eye test? The eye test is just as important of this as the stats. It's a yes and. It's not just the eye test. It's not just the stats. It's a yes and. And yeah, you could bring up the stats, but if they don't pass the eye test, you're not going to sell me on it completely. How many movies are there with sports movies where it's like, it's not just about the stats. It's about the people. Moneyball, something with the curve with what's his face.
Trouble with the Curve. Yeah.
Trouble with the Curve, where he's like, you got to hear the ball.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. It's like, it's not about the stats. It's about understanding the game. And I think that's where I'm at. No one's passing the eye test. Like Sid, yeah, he's always going to play well. He didn't really play the greatest today. Neither did Malkin. Malkin usually fails with the eye test, though. But his stats back it up. And that's the thing. So you want to be mad at Malkin, but then his stats show, oh, no, he's actually a very incredible, valuable asset. You're like, all right. But Crosby passes both. Malkin passes 1 out of 2. Letang fails both.
Yeah.
His stats aren't there. He has not passed the eye test. Carlson looks okay, but statistically is dog water. I mean, he didn't look great tonight. He failed both tonight.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Jari has failed 3 categories. There wasn't 3, but he failed anyway. So we sent him to Wilkes-Barre. It's just our whole entire team is not looking good. And I'm hitting the panic button because are we trying to win a cup? Did we not promise Sidney Crosby we will do better? Did we not promise the fan base this team could go? This current team with this current core can go and make the playoffs. That's what they promised during the offseason. That's what Dubas said. He is now counting on people. He is now putting some pressure to make the playoffs. Josh, it's November 7th, 2024. We played 15 games.
Yep.
I know it's out of 82. But are we making the playoffs? No.
No, not if we keep playing like this. Plain and simple. There's no need to try and pull up any type of analytics or any type of stats or whatever. I mean, this is a team that is floundering right now, trying to do everything that they can to try to scrape a goal. And I get it. Kochetkov had a career night, but at the same time, like, match that energy, Nedeljkovic. And that's why coming into this game, I said to start Blomqvist, because AB alluded to it. Kind of MO is when you have a clear-cut starter, you go 3 games, and then that 4th game, you go to the backup. Yeah. And
especially
obviously we don't have a clear-cut one, but I get it. Nedeljkovic was playing well comparatively. So I get that. But at the same time, it's obviously going to end eventually. So I don't know. It's just something that it just bothers me how when you try to find the positives, it's always you could find 3 to 4 negatives. It's always that like you take 1 step forward, 3 steps back. I feel like that's this team. Just think about it. Just the last few games, we score a goal, great, but then we let up 2. We score on the power play, but then we have odd man rushes. So it's like what are we doing? Why can't we? You alluded to it a few episodes. Like, why can't we just play a complete game? Why is it that we have to struggle to compete? It shouldn't be, especially when you have this type of roster. Makes no sense.
It's just is that a word? Disheartening? It's just heartbreaking as well. You expect a different result. They come out and there's just no emotion. There's no eagerness to play. And that's what we saw tonight. There was no jump from the start. We just looked bad. We looked lost.
They scored in under a minute.
And we looked lost doing it. We looked lost. And that's a concern for me. And that's the reason why I'm hitting the panic button. We look lost. We look like we're not trying. We look like we're just scrambling. Holy cow. Start of the 3rd. We were texting back and forth. Listen, it was only what? 4-3-1. 3-0, excuse me.
4-0. They scored 2 in each period.
Okay, so 4-0 coming in. And I'm like, okay, if you're coming into this period, 4-0, get your feet under you, get the puck down deep, and try to start something. That's basic hockey. They were literally getting trapped in their own zone. They were skating around like their heads cut off, like they were scrambling. And I'm just like, this is not a complete team. And I don't know if Mike Sullivan is giving them the silent treatment. I don't know if he's giving them something, but man, it's just not working. And my thing is, I said that, I think we said this last episode or in our weekly episode, I'm not entirely sure. I'm sick and tired of catering to feelings now, which is what we're doing. There's bench people. Don't care how they feel. Sit people. Don't start them. I don't care what it is. So start yelling at people. Start doing that. And if it comes down between winning another Stanley Cup or keeping the core together or keeping a coach, I'm sorry. I'd rather have Stanley Cups. Now, Sidney Crosby's going to be here forever. As long as that's the case, I don't care where everyone else goes. If you told me, hey, we got to trade Malkin and then we'll win the Stanley Cup, I'll say done. Do it. No hesitation. Just do it. Do it. Mike Sullivan needs to get fired to win another Stanley Cup. Do it. Do it. Are we still alive? Yeah, thanks. Thanks, NES. Yeah, we're still alive. But he had a podcast. Yeah, we're still alive, dude. Shout out the weekly Warp Pipe.
But the thing is, like, I mean, we're going to have this. We're going to have this same conversation over and over and over again all year until the play changes. Because you can make the roster moves, you can change the coach, you can do whatever, but like the the play on the ice has got to get better. And I understand that, you know, you can try and shake up the roster in order for it to try and play better, but we're just not there. We're just not a competent team right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what needs to be done. I've said it multiple times. Unfortunately, Dubas has to do something for his job. I don't feel like he should be fired, but something needs to be changed. And
what would you do? You're the GM mind.
At this point, 100%. If I'm being honest, you don't do anything. You see if they can get themselves out of this. Because the thing is,
how? But when's their cutoff?
Because right now you have no valuable assets to trade. You have, unless if it's your young guys, which Dubas is not going to go off of, and or draft picks. And then, so if that's the case, then who else do you have that's to get rid of? No one. Because as badly as Letang, Carlson, Graves, Jari, all of them have played at the start of this season, no one's going to want them, especially with those contracts. No one's going to want them. So then what do you do? You can't put them on waivers to Wilkes-Barre. They're not gonna clear. Someone's gonna take a chance. That's why we did Jari on a conditioning thing. Not gonna put him on waivers. So this is where we're stuck. They have to figure it out, and if they don't figure it out, then fine, fire Sullivan, and see if a quote unquote culture change fixes that. Otherwise, we're gonna get the same result, and it is what it is. If this team wants to have this season be a wash, so be it. Let it be a wash. But you have to as the players have to show a little bit more effort. Like, I felt like after the loss to the Islanders, they had all those interviews post game, and then in the next day at practice, it's like as if they lost the game all over again. The next day in practice, they were talking about it as if like it just happened again. And it's just, I get it. It was a tough loss, but like we've preached, it's one of 82. Like, let's bounce back here. Let's get going. Like, it's like,
but the problem is that they're not. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, we believe, like, I guess our official stance is that we believe in this team, but it sounds like they don't believe in themselves. So if that's the case, we need something to kind of jumpstart that emotion in them. And I don't know whether it's a trade, in which, to your point, there's no one to move right now. There's no one to kind of do anything. The only thing I could seriously think of that would jumpstart something is sitting someone like Letang. Not even letting him play. Just healthy scratch him. And I think that would speak volumes. I think that would speak volumes to Gino and Sid and the rest of them. Like, hey, guys, we're all expendable. Like, this is not your home. Like, this is your job. Remember that. Besides Sid. Yeah. Like, I honestly, what was it? I forget what team this was, but I'll say it like this is probably not true, but there was a team that basically said everyone's available except for one person. I think it was Stamkos and the Lightning like years ago. I mean years ago, like probably like 8-7 years ago. This was right before they got that nice, run under them. This was way before that. And I think that's us now, Dubas, start taking calls on everyone except for Sid. Everyone except for Sid. Or sit them. Anyway, I don't know. It's a tough thing. We got a back-to-back. We got tomorrow against the Capitals. And Nedeljkovic just had an interview, and he said, yeah, we just got to bounce back. This loss sucks, but you got to bounce back. Carlson, in his interview, said, we just need to find that confidence. So it's kind of frustrating to see the players go, yeah, we know we're bad, just don't know why. And I want to be like, you had a whole offseason to figure it out. It's not like this is a new thing. Like if we won the cup last year and this is how we're acting, I would say we're going to get over this hump. Like this is just the hump. This is just something that's getting in our way. But we have not made the playoffs in 3 years, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What do you mean find the confidence? You need to find it now. Like this isn't not a patient time anymore. This is not the time for waiting any longer. This is a time for panic. This is a time to get things in place and get things moving to get towards the Stanley Cup. That's the whole point. And if that's not the point, Sid, Gino, Letang, retire now. Just retire, wait to the fans, so that way we could start winning again. Because if that's what's happening, we just want to write off our contracts. Great, do it somewhere else. Do it somewhere else. I want to win. Besides you, Sid, you're stuck here. But everyone else, go retire somewhere else. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Keeping the core together was great. It was a good idea. We needed to do that. But now we're looking at the consequence. We're not going to win. And it's time to start thinking realistically. If you don't play well, you're gone. You're expendable. Time to start looking at it that way. We need a new voice in the locker room. I love Mike Sullivan.
Oh, you'd take a bullet for him.
I would. But it's time for a new voice. I think it is. Like, there's no way his stoic presence is going to motivate the Penguins further. It's tough. Take David Quinn with him. Because our power play didn't. Josh, we had a 4-minute minor today, and we only had 3 shots on net. Can't happen.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it just can't happen. Our power penalty kill. Mike Felucci, way to go, my guy. But we're top 5 in the NHL for PK. Cool, dude. Great job. David Quinn, you're here and you suck. Mike's and this is the whole thing back to people's feelings. Mike Sullivan brought his buddy in, and now his buddy sucks. Guess who owns that, dude? You. So on top of the bad voice in the locker room, now you have to answer for your buddy who sucks at the power play. Responsibility is a thing. You're making millions of dollars. I don't make millions of dollars, and I feel like I have more responsibility than you guys. I feel like I'm more expendable at my job, making less than what you guys are making. Then you guys have, it's wild to me that we care so much about people's feelings in this franchise than just moving on and trying to win. Or is it because you put so much money into them, Dubas, that you feel like you need to try everything before getting rid of them, which is what I think we're doing with Jari. Guys, I don't care if he makes a save in practice. Give him a high five. Like, that's ridiculous. That's wild to me. We're trying to win a Stanley Cup. Not the good feeling award like you get at kindergarten. We're trying to win the Stanley freaking Cup. We're adults. Act like it. Guys not getting a job done. Move on. You're making millions of dollars. Millions. Like, what are we doing, dude? It's so stupid. You guys make millions of dollars. You live in Cranberry Township. You have beautiful houses. You don't worry about where your next paycheck is coming from. You get to play a game for your job. You have to go to the gym and work out. That's what they pay you to do. There are people who struggle to buy groceries and yet would play a million times harder on that fourth line to get a crack at getting their name engraved on a metal trophy for eternity. But you guys suck because you can't find confidence. I don't pay you to get confidence. I pay you to get results. And that's what Mike Sullivan should be saying. I don't pay you to make sure you have good feelings. I pay you to score. I pay you to make saves. I pay you to play defense. To be honest and to be fair, I don't care if you're having, oh man, my third Bentley has is in the shop right now. Boo-hoo. Take your wife's G-Wagon to work tomorrow. You'll be fine. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm so tired. These athletes get paid so much money to come to work and say, it's a tough game, and we just gotta get pucks deep, and we gotta find that confidence. No, just play better. You know why? Because you get $1 million in your check and your bank account like every day. Just play better. That's what you're paid to do. And if not, one of the other 31 teams will pay you. They'll pay you. Because guess what? We're trying to win a Stanley Cup, not to try to make you feel better. Yeah, done with the rant. It's just stupid, dude. It's just so stupid. I'm tired of this. Yes, keeping the core together was awesome, and it made me feel good. But you know what made me feel worse? Marc-Andre Fleury saying, man, I miss this. And I'd rather pay more money for that guy than Erik Karlsson saying, yeah, we need to find confidence. It's like, hey, buddy, we pay you a lot of money. I don't really care about your confidence. I care about results. So I'm sick and tired of it, and I hope Mike Sullivan is too, because we pay Mike Sullivan a lot of money too. Don't think I'm not talking about him either. I love Andy Chiodo, but there's a lot of goaltending coaches out there. He doesn't have to be our goaltending coach. He's been our goaltending coach the same many years as us not making the playoffs. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. There's a lot of things that, look, I love Andy Chiodo, but if it's between him and another Stanley Cup, all right. I love Mike Sullivan, but if it's between him and winning another Stanley Cup, I love Chris Letang and I love Evgeny Malkin, but if it's them or winning another Stanley Cup, I choose Stanley Cup. Remember, in 10 years from now, we're not going to remember, oh man, remember when we were losing, but at least the core was together. Wasn't that fun? No one's going to remember that. Maybe in a documentary. But you know what they're going to remember? Oh man, remember when Penguins dumped all the crap of the roster? They got new guys in, and then they went back-to-back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Remember that? How crazy was that, dude? I know you're being quiet intentionally. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. If I'm Mike Sullivan, they'd be on the ice right now, still skating. They'd be skating.
They have a back-to-back. They're not doing anything. You're lucky they took questions.
Exactly, Josh. Even more so. You don't want to play now, play then? You're going to play now. That line. Red line. That one. Go. Honestly, like, I'm sick and tired of seeing it. You know, like, I'm so tired. Josh, we've said this a million times. You say this. NFL is king. Let me ask you this. You're a Titans fan. Will Levis, the future. Well, before he started playing. He was the future, right? You finally put him in. He has 2 bad games. What happens, Josh?
Well, technically he got hurt, but he was benched.
Yeah. And if they were winning, a little more incentive to make sure he's okay for the 3rd game. But he was...
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. So that was just an excuse to say Will Levis is not playing the next couple of games. They were looking for that. Anyway, Will Levis has terrible 2 games. Fumbling balls, throwing them when he should not be throwing them. But he's the future, right? What do they do? That guy stinks. He's not playing for us. He's sitting. I'll take the 3rd string quarterback and I'll play him. Because that's way better than what we have. Feelings are gone in the NFL. Here's another example. Anthony Richardson, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Future of the Colts. 1st round draft pick. Goes, I'm tired, dude. I just ran a 15-yard rush and I got hit and I was out of breath. So I'm going to tap out. What was their response to that? Yeah, you're benched, dude. You can't do that. Yeah, but at least I was throwing the ball. Like, I know I had a lot of interceptions, but I'm the future. Yeah, no. Like, you can't do that. You're on the bench. Joe Flacco, get out of the grave and go play. It's not about feelings. It's about winning. So, Penguins, organization, Fenway, you made some deep promises. You said we're making the playoffs. You said to Sid that, hey, we'll do better. We're doing worse than we did the last 2 seasons. Unless the Penguins miraculously turn it around and they go on a 20-game winning streak, I do not see the Pittsburgh Penguins making the playoffs. I do not see the Pittsburgh Penguins winning. I do not see anything. But I do see a problem. I see the problem that the franchise is more worried about outward appearances, and I see that the franchise is worried about people's feelings rather than winning a Stanley Cup. And that's what it's about. Winning a Stanley Cup. Yes, is it fun to have these games where we celebrate Marc-Andre Fleury, celebrate Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and acknowledge how awesome it is to have these generational talent players? Yes. But at what cost are we doing all this? For 5 years to never win a playoff game? 6 years? Where do you draw the line? It's been 3 years. We have not made the playoffs. And before that, when we did make the playoffs, we got shut out. We got swept. So where do you draw the line? We haven't won a playoff game in 4 years. Do we draw it after 5? 6 years? When? When do we actually look at ourselves and go, maybe that wasn't the right move? But I digress. I've been on a rant, and I'm just tired. I'm a Penguins fan who's tired. I'm tired of being tired. I'm sure you've heard that before. I'm watching the game tonight, and I'm just watching them scramble in their own zone, pass the puck, turn it over. And I'm just like, you guys, what is going on? We had a 4-minute power play. Couldn't get it done. We had no more than 5 shots on that power play. A 4-minute. When do we draw the line and saying, hey guys, this isn't working? The only thing I saw that Mike Sullivan did was he took Erik Karlsson off the first power play unit and put him on the second power play unit going forward. Okay, that's a start. What else can we do? And I think that's the issue. I know it's a rough game. We have a back-to-back. And yes, I don't want there to be, I think that's something that people expect from me. Like, oh, there's rants, all that. I want to win, dude. Like you guys, unfortunately, the people of the Penguins Collective podcast, we have not seen a successful season. I want you guys, like we have yet to have a playoff game, like live stream. Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that make you go insane? Like I just want to see us win. And that's the problem. Like, that's just what's driving me nuts. So, we have a game tomorrow. It's against the Capitals. 7:30 start, not a 7 o'clock, 7:30, which means it's probably going to be a 7:40 start. So get ready for that. It's going to be a little bit later game. We will go live just like this after the game. Hopefully, not a rant. Hopefully, it's something that is good. We'll have Blomqvist starting in net tomorrow. So let's see how he produces. It's an important game. I think it's more important than we realize. I think if the Penguins lose again, serious questions will bring up about Mike Sullivan. Yes, we're just talking about it. This is just something that we bring up. Serious questions, I think, will come about Sullivan. Not because he's a bad coach, but because there needs to be a change. I think that's what's important. I think people connect, oh, he's a bad coach to whatever. And I don't think that's true. I don't think Mike Sullivan's a bad coach whatsoever. But you have to draw the line somewhere. And I think if we lose tomorrow, that could be the defining moment and say, all right, what are we doing here? But speaking of, what are we doing here? All right, let's wrap up. Hey guys, we partnered up with Rogue Energy. Okay, you can go to Rogue Energy /Pens Collective for 10% off and use code, TPC10 for 10% off. Make sure you go there. Great energy. I got strawberry kiwi. Love it. Me and my wife drink it all the time. You can also see Rocket Pop, right? Rocket Pop. You can get that too. They have sales going on right now. So I think it's buy two cans. I think you buy one, get one free. So make sure you guys go there. That's rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective. Make sure you go there and get some energy, dude. Get some energy because that's what fuels my rants 100%. But you guys could follow us on all social media platforms at Pens Collective. That's PENSCOLLECTIVE. Make sure you guys follow us. Go on our YouTube, hit the subscribe button, that notification bell to let you know when we go live. We also have our podcast. It's the audio podcast from these live streams and from our weekly episode that go on wherever you find your favorite podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it. We're there. We have a Discord /the Penguins Collective. Make sure you go there. Join us. We have some perks for the people on Discord. During West Coast games, we'll go live there instead of online. And we also have a live chat going during the game. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to be part of a fun Penguins community, join our Discord. It's awesome. All those links are in our bio. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but I appreciate you joining this episode. We'll see you tomorrow night after the game against the Capitals, 7:30 start, but we'll go live after the final horn. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, let's go Pens.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I'm in my zone. Woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way.